ESPN's Jeannine Edwards with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. Jeannine, you're our buddy from the Saratoga Racing Days this summer. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, guys. That seems like ages ago, doesn't it?
Oh, my gosh. Well, especially for you. How many games have you covered since then? Like 40?
Oh, gosh. Well, I've been somewhere every week, sometimes twice a week, so I lost count, but it's been a fun season, that's for sure.
Oddly, 40 is the number of degrees it's lower than it was then right now.
Yes. We did that on purpose.
Yeah. Here too in Oklahoma. Don't worry, it's chilly.
Oh, man. Jeannine Edwards with Armen and Levack. All right, Jeannine, you have been spending some time with the Iowa football program. You will be there in Iowa City this weekend as well, which is great for us because Iowa running back Jordan Canzeri is from the Albany area. So we are Hawkeye fans right now in Albany. When you sit down with Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz, which you've done this week, what's the vibe you get from this number 4 football team in the country?
You know, they're just so businesslike, and I think that speaks to Coach Ferentz and his approach and the way he's managed his teams throughout his coaching career. Very blue-collar, no-nonsense. He's a very stoic kind of guy. And when I asked him, you guys are one win away from being in the college football playoff. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say that? And he goes, I haven't even thought that far. We're taking it one day at a time. He goes, I haven't even given that a second thought. You know, he's just so stoic and in the moment, trying to prepare his team to face a very, very tough Michigan State team that they've, had their run-ins with before. He knows this is going to be their biggest challenge yet of the season.
How shocked are you that it's not Ohio State that they're playing?
I was surprised by that game. I really was. But you know what? I've covered Michigan State several times over the last few years, and I know when they are firing on all cylinders, which they were in that game against Ohio State, they are extremely tough to beat. They're so good on defense, and their quarterback, he's been hurt. He's been in and out this year. But when he's on, he is on. And they are very, very tough to beat. They could throw it over your heads. And when they can find holes and open guys to throw it to, they're very dangerous.
ESPN's Jeannine Edwards with Armen and Levack. Number 5, Michigan State going up against number 4, Iowa. So much on the line in the Big Ten championship game this Saturday. 8:17 kick on Fox. Jeannine, tell us, what should we expect from the Hawkeyes in this game? How do they beat Michigan State? What's their game plan?
Well, first of all, they've just got to do what they've been doing, which is control the clock. They're very good at running the ball. They've got a quarterback that has really stepped up this year, C.J. Beathard, who, he's not a spectacular guy. He's not going to make these wow plays. He's not going to run around like Baker Mayfield. But he's been perfect for what they try to do offensively. Run the ball. You mentioned Jordan Canzeri, another guy that's really stepped up. Their offensive line is playing tremendous. And their defense is solid. They play a base defense. They don't pressure a lot. They try to keep everything in front of them. Watch, though, for Michigan State to try and air it out deep, because I think Michigan State will try to pick on the secondary of Iowa, thinking that that may be the weak link. But if Iowa can just get enough pressure to try and keep them behind the sticks, behind the chains, I think Iowa's got a shot in this game.
Now, you live in Oklahoma, Big 12 country. There's no way Oklahoma gets jumped in this thing, right? Big 12 gets represented this year, correct?
I imagine so, yes. No, I do not see there's any way possible that Oklahoma gets left out. Or you can imagine the screams will be heard all the way back to Dallas or wherever they're going to have their next meeting. There's no way Oklahoma gets left out. They've just been too strong. They've looked too good, especially these last few weeks, and they cannot be penalized for not playing this weekend.
We've got the top 4 looking pretty good. Everything's setting up nicely, but we don't know who's going to be striking a pose for the Heisman. Who are your Heisman hopefuls?
I think Baker Mayfield has just been the catalyst that has made Oklahoma go this year. It's hard to deny what he has been able to do with his legs and his arm. Derrick Henry, of course, is somebody that certainly deserves a long, hard look. And Keenan Reynolds is somebody that I think should be right up there in the conversation. Here's a guy that broke Monte Ball's record for rushing touchdowns all time, FBS. a guy that has had a spectacular career, and Navy has had an unbelievable season. So I think there's at least 4 legitimate candidates, and I would have a hard time trying to pick one over the other.
ESPN's Jeannine Edwards. Hey, Jeannine, you live in Stillwater. Your husband is the defensive coordinator for Oklahoma State. Can you give us an update on the community of Stillwater on such a tough year for the homecoming parade when a vehicle was driven through the crowd and many lives were lost? Can you give us an update of the community of Stillwater and how everyone is doing?
You know, everybody seems to be doing really, really well, and thank you for asking that question. I mean, I drive around town. You know, I was out running errands yesterday, and on a lot of the storefront and signs around town, like, you know, gas station signs, we still have the Stillwater Strong slogan is out, prominently displayed everywhere. Last weekend in the Bedlam game, last Saturday night, $42,000 was raised by just, you know, passing the hat, collecting donations for families of the victims. That's $42,000. That's amazing.
That's
and
cool.
I guarantee you there were a lot of Oklahoma Sooners fans who donated as well.
Yeah.
So it's been a tough month or so, but the community is strong and resilient, and there have been so many instances of support, touching moments, a lot of generosity here, a lot of empathy, great people, you know, just salt-of-the-earth people. So it's a strong community.
Well, Jeannine, please pass along our prayers and let everyone know that Albany, New York is supporting Stillwater. And what a year it's been for you guys as well. Oklahoma State, 10-2. A fun ride for you guys as well this year, this season.
Yeah, it's been fun, but, you know, Bedlam kind of put a downer, put a damper on the
Poor
season.
taste
You
in the
know,
mouth,
my
yeah.
husband's been in a state of depression since last Saturday night, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to see their season end like that. I think, you know, they were hoping to at least put up a little bit more of a fight. But as I reminded him, hey, there's not that many people in the country that are sitting at 10-2 right now.
True that.
You guys are in a very select few that have won 10 games. Be proud of it. You know, like everybody else, they've had a ton of injuries they've had to deal with this year, especially on defense. So I would say be proud of 10-2, and just, you know, he's on the road recruiting as we speak, and they're just looking forward to finding out which bowl they're going to.
Sounds like she's a great wife. She's a great insider as well. Jeannine Edwards of ESPN. Jeannine, thanks so much for your time today, and have fun with the Iowa Hawkeyes this weekend in Iowa City.
And we'll see you in Toga.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Always a pleasure to be on with you.